welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm so happy to have you. If you are new here, I'm Rustic Soul Guidance. I teach manifestation from a science standpoint, law of assumption, sometimes sprinkled in a little bit of like faith and Christianity based, because that's how I grew up. We don't do law of attraction here. I will be doing a lot of videos coming in the future, comparing the two of them though, because I've kind of been seeing a lot of stuff on the internet yet again of people spreading misinformation. But if you like this kind of content, please make sure you like, subscribe, and let's get right into the video. So today I want to talk about something that has really messed up my personal manifestation journey for quite some time. And this is particularly for people who are neurodivergent, but this can also apply to you if you're not. But that is dopamine seeking. And I specifically titled this video that Pinterest is basically ruining your manifestation or can ruin your manifestation. Now, if you are someone who, let's say, uses Pinterest or Tumblr or whatever, I mean, for example, I use YouTube and I save a ton of recipes and I actually end up making them because I'm very specific about what I look up. But if you are someone who uses it more like a mood board, or you're getting a lot of dopamine and excitement from scrolling through things and saving pins in the hopes of manifesting it or making it tangible, even if you're someone who says, well, I want to manifest it, but I also want to take 3D action, which again, totally up to you. You don't have to, but if you want to, using platforms like Pinterest is actually not as helpful as you might think it is. And the reason why is because, and this is like something I had to learn, it took me a long time to actually realize that I was doing that. When you are using platforms like this and you are dopamine seeking, every time you save, let's say, a recipe or a picture or a quote or something along those lines, you are giving your brain a dopamine hit, but not the kind where your brain actually thinks, oh, I manifested this, or I have to manifest this, oh, I have this. It's just okay, I was looking for some pleasure, I needed some dopamine, so we're gonna tick that off the list, which then basically tells your brain it is done. You don't need to do any more work. You don't need to take any action. You don't need to affirm, visualize, journal, or anything along those lines. Your brain will file it as done. But the assumptions that you hold obviously do not align with whatever it is that you were saving, because you're kind of like surrounded by the fact that it's not here. You're fully aware of it. That's why you're saving it. That's why you're hoping for it. And you're basically using your vision board more so as like a dream board that might hopefully come true 10 years down the line. But what it does to your brain is it's making you neglect the actual work that you need to do in order to create the assumptions that you need in order to actually manifest it. And so that is a trap I used to fall into. I used to love making vision boards like back in the day. I sometimes still do them, not as much. I don't even remember the last time I opened Pinterest. Must have been like at least 6 months or so. I used to make vision boards and they would come true, but it would literally take years. And I would have to do some sort of action, normally in the 3D, to like go and find it or go and make it happen, whatever the case may be. So if you really want to use any platform because you're someone who likes the visuals or who just enjoys making vision boards, you need to make sure that if you are making them, and it doesn't matter if you're printing them out, if you're doing them digitally, or whatever the case may be, you need to make sure that they include your preferred method of manifesting and that you use them every single day to actually do the work to manifest. So let's say you are someone who likes affirmations. Make sure that every picture you print out has your affirmation next to it and that you take the time every single day to look at it and then affirm for it. Now, I understand that sometimes that can actually be, I don't know, I personally sometimes had the feeling that when I did that, it was like, well, but if I already had it, I wouldn't have it on my vision board anymore because I'm not someone who likes to hold on to clutter. So to me, sometimes that kind of like also backfired because my brain got dopamine from looking at it, but then I didn't feel like I wanted to do the work. So I essentially stopped making vision boards altogether, even though, like I said, I do enjoy them and I do like saving things, especially on YouTube. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that there's a huge difference. And again, I've said this before, I will make a video about this, but this is the same difference between daydreaming and visualizing. A lot of people think that they're the same thing or that they are visualizing when they are in fact daydreaming, not realizing that they're either delaying their manifestation indefinitely or training their manifesting muscle in their brain to believe that they can't manifest or that visualization is not for them, when in fact they're just doing it incorrectly because they're so different. And we don't really get taught the difference correctly. I don't think I've ever actually seen anybody actually talk about the proper difference between them. So I will absolutely make that a video. But yeah, I just wanted to make like a short little video to kind of be like, to kind of inform you about this, because it's something that I oftentimes see a lot of creators who, and it doesn't matter whether they believe in the law of assumption, but it's especially when they believe in the law of attraction, you see a lot of them making vision boards and saying, I got everything on my vision board. But I can tell you that a lot of times they are taking extensive action to make it happen. And I do see a lot of their vision boards being built in a way that normally already aligns with their assumption to some extent. And I will also firmly say that I believe that probably not everything on their vision board necessarily came true in that manner. So you need to be really mindful and really careful that if you are making Pinterest albums or making vision boards or doing anything along those lines, that you are very much in line with what the law of assumption asks of you when you are manifesting, versus just hoarding vision boards at the end of the day and none of them come true. I mean, I used to do that like back in the day when I got back into doing my nails, which I haven't done in a while, but I used to save so many designs that I was like, I'm gonna learn to do them one day. And guess what? I didn't do any of them because I didn't take the time to learn them. Looking at them gave me such a dopamine hit that when it came time to actually wanting to do that, or even wanting to like affirm to learn how to do my nails differently, just went right out the window. I never did it. I made them like super basic at the time. So I think it's really important to get away from that. Maybe get offline for a little bit if you are in the process of manifesting something, and just take out a good old, I always have this around, my little journal, even though I'm not a big journaling kind of person, but write it down. You'll have so much more from that, because you will still get a dopamine hit from, for example, writing it down, but you're also journaling at the same time, retraining your subconscious. Just make sure that you're not falling into that trap. I feel like Instagram is also a really bad place for that, especially if you're seeing other people and you're maybe saving things, or TikTok. TikTok can also be a really bad place for that. You're saving videos and you're like, oh, maybe I'll do this, or maybe I want to manifest a relationship like this, or maybe I want to manifest a body like this. But at the end of the day, you looking at them is not gonna fix it. It's not gonna get you to where you need to go. You need to do the actual work to rewire your subconscious. And if you are someone who is essentially like stuck in that dopamine seeking spiral, you can use self-concept to fix that. You can tell yourself, I'm not someone who dopamine seeks, or I'm someone who always follows through on my desires. I am always consistent with my manifesting. Like, there's so many things that you can do to really fight that, even if you don't want to like fully give it up. Definitely reframe it. But in the meantime, until you are there, I would definitely recommend taking a huge step back if you are someone who's consistently doing it. Because like I said, I used to fall into that trap quite a while ago, and I always wondered, like, why is it not giving me what I want? And the same thing, by the way, is about if you're someone who's hyperverbal, who likes to talk about things they want to do, who likes to talk about their goals, or who is like discussing ideas with people when they have those ideas. And again, I can only speak from my experience. It took me a long time to like start to not talk about certain things, because my brain was always like, ooh, I gotta, check with the audience and like get feedback, and then it ended up just not materializing because my brain already got the hit of like, okay, this is done. We don't need to do anything about it. And then it just ended up like taking forever to do. My advice to you would be that every time you get this like urge, or you need like a dopamine hit, just like if you are someone who is especially unmedicated, you will know this. The other day, I just decided like I want to paint my whole living room. So I went and bought paint, and I painted it the same day. Whenever you have that hit, go and affirm instead. Whenever you want a dopamine seeker, you're just like, I really need to like manifest this right now. Create some affirmations or create a visualization or whatever is your preferred method of manifesting, and go and do that instead. Don't go seeking inspiration. Don't go seeking like, what am I looking for? Or will this make me happy? Because at the end of the day, you already know what you want. Your brain knows what you want already. You don't need 50 Instagram posts saved to show you what you want your body to look like. You know what you want your body to look like. And I can also tell you, if you are really locked in and honed in on your manifestation, you will maybe have one inspo picture, maybe one. Let's say 2 or 3, okay? Let's cap it at that. You will have 2 to 3 inspo pictures. And again, I can only speak from experience. When I renovated my bathroom, which if you are following me on my Instagram, I'm very, very proud of it. It's super, super Pinteresty. I would save Pinterest posts for years, and I never ever renovated it. And when it came time to actually do it, because I decided I'm going to do it, I didn't need to go on Pinterest at all. I knew the elements of what I saved that I wanted, and I just put it together myself. And so I never went back to Pinterest to actually look at what I was doing. I just went to the store and grabbed it and got it done. So keep that in mind, that this is basically the same principle. Your brain already knows what you want. You don't need 50 million pictures to confirm it to you. You don't need that dopamine hit, and this is one thing that I think is something you need to actively remind yourself, the dopamine hit of getting your manifestation, which I know has a lot to do with like delayed gratification, but the dopamine hit you will get once you get your manifestation is not worth the short-term hit you get from going on Pinterest or going on Instagram or even going on YouTube, doesn't matter, just so you can feel better for 5 minutes, and then it'll take months for you to even maybe start manifesting, if at all. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of video. Please let me know if you have any other questions, and I will see you in the next one.